Well, there is just this, which is nothing being everything already. And this can never be known. It can never be understood. It can never be gotten because it's everything already. There is no separation. There is already no one here looking for this. There is already no separate self who's searching for what is just this. There is just this, which may express as what seems to be a separate self looking for this. So there is no individual already. There is just everything, even expressing as what seems to be an individual. So this, as it is already every sensation, every feeling, every thought, every movement, apparent movement. It's already every story. It's already every apparent happening. So there is no separation. There is already nothing sticking out on its own. There is just everything. There is no dividing line. There is already no separate self who will eventually find this, or by listening to this message will eventually collapse. There is already no one here to fall away or to collapse. There's just everything. There's just this. And this is already unknowable. It can never be known because it's nothing. Can never be seen, can never be held in view. It's not a thing. So it can never be pointed at, can never be grasped because there is no separation. There are no different parts already. There's just everything. There's just this. Even what seems to be the sense of being separate from everything is already that which is not separate, expressing as that sense. There is already no one behind anything. The talking itself that seems to be happening and the listening that seems to be happening is already empty. There is no individual, there is no woman or man who's listening to this. And there's no one who's talking. There's just talking happening. The sound that seems to be made, that the meaning was imposed in it. So this is actually the same as this sound that is being made is actually the same as best chipping. chip, chip, chip. But the difference is here there's a meaning that was imposed. So, so this is going nowhere. There's already nowhere to get to, and there's already no one to get to anyway. The seeking itself, the yearning itself as it is, has no one behind it. It's just wholeness expressing as that already. So there's just this already. Whatever is arising or whatever is happening, searching, thinking that there's something to get, thinking that there is a woman or man here happening, the room, the lights, the bed, the chair, it's just this already. And this is already everything. And there is already no one separate from everything to find everything already. There's just everything. So words themselves can never really describe what this is. This is unknowable. This as it is already wordless. It doesn't require words to be spoken for it to be what it is. It's already what it is with or without words. It is not a thing to be grasped. It's just nothing. Being every apparent thing. And no one knows this. There's just this. There's no one to get it. There's no one to lose it. There's nowhere to get to already. There's nothing to achieve. There's nothing to fix. There's no heart that is closed that needs to be open already. There's just this. Whatever is arising, even thinking that the heart is closed, even thinking that this is not my experience, it's just already that which is nothing, expressing as that, expressing as every thought, every feeling, every attempt to get something. It's just that which is nothing, expressing as that. So there's no one here already. It's just this. And this is unknowable because it's already every apparent thing. It's already every apparent movement. So it's already every apparent story. Somebody searching for this is a dream appearing in this. Somebody talking to somebody is just a dream. There's no one talking to anyone here. And this as it is doesn't say the other. Yet, if the other is seen, That's this too. That's not to say that it's separate from this. So there's no separation. And there's no one here already to collapse or to fall away. There's just whatever is arising or not happening. So everything is beautiful for no one. Because everything is this already. So if there are any questions or anything that you'd like to share, feel free to do so.
NKOSI?
Hi. Hi, Naini.
Hi. It's so nice to be speaking with you. And feels just a blessing that this is happening. It's a reflection of the recognition. So now I know that doesn't matter. There's just this anyway, whether there's recognition or not. But there's a lot of pleasure in interacting with the reflection of the recognition.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
And that's what this is wanting. Is this wants to see itself or something. I don't know. I know there's no separation. There's no personal body. Like nobody owns a body.
Yeah.
But why is there a feeling like this body is like owned by this, and then over there's other bodies that are owned by this too? It's unexplainable.
Yeah, it can never be explained. No, can never be known.
No, there can be stories about it. Yeah.
Yes.
Fun stories, exciting stories, drama stories. Everyone loves a drama story. And there seems to be still a desire. But does that desire make the appearances change? Or is desire just another appearance?
Yeah, desire is just another appearance in this.
Desire
It's
is
just
another
this, which is not a desire, expressing as a desire. Expressing as somebody who's looking for something. Every happening or every apparent happening is already this. Somebody desiring this or not, thinking that there's something to get, there's somewhere to get to, there's something to achieve. It's already freely happening for no one. So it's just this already. There's no one here and no one anywhere doing anything. It's just this expressing. Even what seems to be the people moving around in the busy streets, going to work, some going to their businesses, it's just this dancing. There's no one there already. Yeah. Just like the sea, when the sea is moving, there may seem to be waves, so-called waves, but it's still the sea. You know, there are no
It's
waves.
ocean waves. The waves belong to the ocean. They don't belong to it themselves.
Yes.
They don't have their own
Yes.
ownership of themselves, because everything is the ocean, and there is nothing else. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's
The
all just
waves
a
are
dream separation. Yeah. Yeah.
so even what
Ownership
seems to
belongs
be
to
the
this,
separate
right?
self. Sorry?
Everything belongs to this.
Yes. Everything is this. Everything is this already. The talking itself that seems to be happening, the conversation is already that which is whole and complete, is already that which is vast. Expressing as that already. So, as I always say, there's no one here and no one anywhere. And there's no here and there's no anywhere. Just this.
So what is interpreting and making meaning? Is it just this too, interpreting and making meaning?
Yeah. It's just this already. Even asking that question is this too.
Okay.
There is no
It's
escape.
no escape.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, there's just seeing right now, which is not a man or a woman. It's just seeing. And there may be a knowledge that was imposed in the seeing that I'm this woman, I'm this man who was born in a certain area, grew up. That's just the knowledge. That's already empty. There's not an evidence that there's somebody there. It's just the knowledge. Those are just thoughts, which are also this, expressing as that. That's not to say that is separate from this, just also another expression of this. So there's no one already looking from behind those eyes. No one sitting on a chair already. There's just sitting on a chair happening.
Yes. And if I close my eyes, it's just a memory.
Yes.
So it's not happening anymore.
Yeah,
If I close my eyes, it's just this now. And it's less defined.
Mm. Yeah, somebody sitting on a chair listening to this message is just a story. It's just a story.
So there's no continuity. There's no blocks of time or space that are put together to create a story even. They, you know, like a film, you know, you have a picture and a picture and a picture and a picture, and and then you put them all together and they create movement.
Mm.
What does that all mean? Like nothing. It's just all made up again.
Yeah, it's made up. Even when there's looking happening, when there's looking, and you look for the story, you cannot find it.
Mm-hmm.
Even right now, where is the story right now?
It's not there. Well,
Yeah,
it doesn't feel like it's right now. It might come back.
yeah, it's already not there. It's imagined.
Great.
The story, the whole entire life, or the story of your life, of your whole entire life, is imagined. You know, can never be found. Can never be found. Even the memory. When you say there is a memory, where is the memory? Right now.
So seeing what I'm seeing in this present moment is, and seeing it later in a recording or something, or when you disappear, it's all, there's nobody coming or going.
Yeah, nobody came and nobody's going anywhere.
Okay, so the story is that somebody did come and something happened and then something disappeared. So that itself is all imagined. The
Yes.
growing, the generating, the creating, and then the momentum of that energy, and then eventually dissolving away. But none of that is really happening.
Exactly.
It's just made up.
It's made up. It's the same as a dream. When the body's asleep, there's a dream happening at night. You may dream, you may see buildings, beautiful buildings, people walking around, going to work, cars hooting. You may even have friends there, family members there. But when you wake up, it was all just a dream. You even forget the names of your friends that you had in the dream, even the family members that you forget everything. It
Yeah, and they're not
disappears.
real.
Yes.
This feels very freeing, but for no one. Just talking
Yeah.
here, just talking sounds.
Yeah. Everything is empty already. Every feeling, talking, thinking is already empty. It's just this, as pressing as that already. So
And a
everything is
desire
okay.
came up. Yeah, everything's okay. There was a desire that came up that wanted to tell a story, and it just needed to tell the story. Like, so it just started talking and telling the story, and it was like, oh, I shouldn't be telling this story because it might make somebody feel guilty or something. Like I was thinking, and those were thoughts coming too, as if I'm talking to somebody or somebody's talking to me. there's nobody there to talking. Oh, but still there was talking, and I was like, and it just is what it is. No matter what any response I get, it's already over. Like, people can't say take back those words because it's over, it's past.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah,
it just, the chips fall where they may, and that's where they lay. And if you argue with that, then there's suffering. There's a suffering when there's a resistance, but nobody's doing any of that. So it's almost like this, for the whole thing, like the world, I would say the world, but it's not a world. There's still a worldly desire to interact and have conflict, like apparent conflict. It seems like there's a desire for that still, but nobody's doing that. Nobody's desiring that, but it's just desiring that.
yeah.
And then there's all this pushback about there shouldn't be any conflict. And I'm like, well, it's happening, whatever, like, it just is, but it's not what we think it is. Conflict isn't neither good nor bad. It's just what's happening, and it's just going to play itself out or something. Like, it's just going to be as long as it's going to be, and then it's going to disappear too.
Yes. Yes, exactly. Desiring or the story itself or whatever is arising, whatever is happening is just the same as the heartbeats. We are not doing the heartbeats. The heartbeats is just happening. Yeah. So it is the same as when you claim that I'm the one who's doing the heartbeats. So it doesn't matter, even when there's somebody who claims, oh, I'm the one doing this, I'm the one, it doesn't matter. It's just this already. It's already empty. So any story may happen, any story may be expressed, may talk about anything, it doesn't really matter. But because there's no one here, there's no doer of anything already. It's just this expressing. In the same way it expresses as the heartbeats, the blood flowing through the veins. It's freely happening. Nobody's doing it. The blinking. You never say, let me blink. Imagine when you have to say, let me blink. How would you say, how many times will you say that? Before you blink, you have to say something,
You don't need there's no permission needed or required.
Yes. Yeah. There's blinking even when there's no awareness of blinking. It's just really happening.
And so judgment comes along within this, but it's pretending to be something other than this. It's seeming to be opposed to this. Like, it wants to create division. It's called judgment. It's like, and it appears that there's this, and then there's judgment of this. It appears that way, but it can't be separate from this either.
Yeah. It's not separate from this. It's just this expressing as judgment that seems to be something other than this. Is also just this, expressing as that. So other than this, it's just this.
Yeah. It's faceless, appearing as all faces.
Mm, exactly.
Kind of like that. And what is a face
The, sh
anyway? What
the
is a face?
shapeless expressing as all shapes.
Right.
So
But I've never not known a face. Like, so it feels like I've never not known a face. There's always been a face to look at. Isn't that something? It's like, what?
yeah,
I think that's the first thing that was ever seen was a face. So it's identifies like, oh, is that me? I know. It's just doing what it's doing.
yeah,
And sometimes faces get bigger and then they get smaller and then they disappear. And what's happening? It's just, there's just colors and shapes and sizes, and it looks like things are going away, but maybe they're just going smaller. Maybe they're not going away. They're just getting smaller. Perception is it's a trick to create division in a way, to create separation, that it's a trick with itself.
yeah. It's a hologram. It's an illusion.
Mm,
You know, it's a movie. You can call it whatever. It's a story. It's a dream.
right. So
Yeah,
by naming this a name, that that's the illusion in a way, to call it a name and then believing it's a name.
mm,
It's superimposing a name on the nameless,
yeah, yeah.
and it doesn't
You
mind.
did it. Yes, exactly. I was gonna say that.
Call me any name in the book. Call me anything you want.
It doesn't matter. Doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
Call me wonderful. Call me terrible.
Call me God, the
Yeah.
dark, the chicken, thunderstorm. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
Nothing defines this, you know. No word. It's so freeing.
Yeah,
It's untouchable.
ungraspable.
And
And
also
this,
intimate. This is deep intimacy. It feels like closer than close.
yeah, it's always there. There's nothing. It's also shameless.
Mm.
There's no shame. There's nobody to have shame. Yet, being shameless may happen, but it's already not happening to anyone. Or feeling shame, there's already no one there. Even that what appears to be the sense of being separate from everything is also that which is already nothing expressing as that. And that may seem to stop as well. There may be a recognition that there's just this.
Okay. So shame it looks like self-blame. It looks like you did it. It's your fault. Like
You as the body, you did it.
yeah.
Yeah, it
Somebody's
has
got
to
to
do
be
with,
to blame. And that's shameful. It feels shameful. Like, oh no, I did something wrong, I did something bad, and it's shameful, but there's nobody there. It's just coming up
Yeah.
from nowhere, and it goes back to nowhere, and it is nothing, and it feels so freeing.
Yeah. Total
Like,
freedom.
yeah, nobody's to blame.
There's no doer
Already, because
already.
there's nobody there.
Yes.
Wow. That's is what I call true forgiveness, in the sense that there's nothing to forgive.
Yes. There's nothing to forgive. And there's nobody to be forgiven.
Yeah.
And this never talks to anybody. Has never spoken to anybody.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. But it has everyone at the same time, even though there's no one.
Yeah. There is no one already.
There's no one.
There's no one. Therefore, there is no, everyone is not there. But in the story, it may seem as if, oh, there are others as well. It may seem to say they know what you did. Everybody knows your secrets. Everybody knows secrets.
Wow.
It's just a story. It's just how the story
Yeah.
goes. I'm
Yeah.
here. I don't want anyone to know my secrets. Oh, I'm ashamed of myself. The world will judge me. My family members, my colleagues. That's just the story. There's no one there, and there's no one to be judged. And these
It's
bodies
wonderful
are
to
empty.
see it. It's wonderful to see shame show up. It's like,
Mm.
oh, I see, there's a scene of shame, and I'm like, oh, like there's no judgment of it. It's just, oh, there it is. And I don't know, there's nothing to do.
Yeah,
It's
there's
just,
nothing
it's
to
just
do.
there. Okay. Feels like it's like, oh, but what is that? It's just a sensation in the body. It's not really even shame.
Yeah. And it has to do with the identification with the body. Because really, when there's no identification with the body, can there be a shame?
That's right. That's right. It all boils down to identification with the body,
Yeah.
or with an identity.
Yes. I'm this body whose name is so and so. I was born one day. I'm here sitting on a chair. You know, you can even hear the conversations maybe in the restaurant or in the public areas. When people are talking, apparent people, they refer to themselves as their bodies. I went to the store to buy some groceries. I met my old friend there. They refer. There's that reference that I'm this body.
But they're not saying that. Those words are coming from nowhere.
Yeah, they're actually coming from nowhere. It's already this expressing as that, as somebody who identifies with the body.
like you, your apparent voice, my apparent voice, other people's voices, they all seem like they're coming from different places, or if it's all imagined. You're in Africa, right? Is that correct? So it feels
Yeah.
like, oh, I'm way over here in Canada, I'm far, far away. And but that's just a story because there's only one voice
Yeah,
and there's only one perception. There's not two.
exactly. All what seems to be different voices is the same voice. It's the
It's all the
same one.
same.
Oh, same.
Oh my gosh.
There may be a
This is
different
so
bodies.
radical.
There may be different bodies. The color of the skin may be different. This one seems to be a little bit darker, the dark hair. That one is lighter.
Mhm.
But that's just the only difference. But everything is the same.
It's all like a dress up party. There's just a
Yeah,
dress. This is dressing up.
exactly. Just like when there is what do you call that day in the United States where you have to dress up? Where there is that special day, there's
Costumes,
costumes. Yeah, I don't
masquerading. They masquerade as something else. So I know
know.
it's fun.
Yeah, to wear a Spider-Man costume.
Right.
No,
This is already a costume. This, yeah.
yeah, it's already empty in a sense that there's no real separate somebody there. Because when I have to like, or when we were to operate on that body, you won't find Nina there. You find intestines, so-called intestines, liver, hearts. But where is Nina? We were looking for Nina.
Oh,
Nina
yeah.
was just a thought. There's nobody there.
It was just a thought.
Yes. Thought constructs.
Decision to label this. Apparently,
Mm.
in the story, the parents, create a name, created a label that they like. Yeah, it's
Yet, even the thought is this too. It's just this expressing as a thought. And thoughts can
it's like
never be
standing
found.
in a it's like standing in a circle and it's just a spot or a dot or something in a circle. And anytime there's a thought, instead of going outside the circle to think about the thought, it's just seen that it's just this too, and it just stays. Doesn't really go off and into the storyland as much. It just kind of just stays put.
Yeah,
This is just this. And you
yeah.
just stay there.
Everything. So nothing matters to this.
Though it feels like still having an adventure or something. There seems to be an adventure going on.
Yeah, yeah. The adventure is beautiful too. Everything is an expression of
Mhm.
this. There's never not this. Every story, every sensation, every movement, the politics, thinking about the politics that so and so is wrong. He wasn't supposed to say such things or do such things. That's this too. It's not wrong or right. It's just what's happening.
Mhm. It's like there's actors on the stage and there's people in the audience, and it's like it's all this. There's
Yeah.
You can't have one without the other. Like they're the same, but they're appearing as two.
Yeah,
Mm.
it's just a story.
Yeah.
People in the audience, people in the audience watching people performing on the stage, and the stage itself, the lights, the building is just this. Everything is this. There's no separation. So when it is seen that it's separate, then it becomes a story, which is also an expression of this. That's not to say it's wrong or right. It's just what's happening. Me talking to you is a story. And even talking about this, it's a
Mm.
story.
Mm-hmm. It's a preferred story.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Because it's what's happening.
Yeah.
Maybe sometimes it's not preferred, but it doesn't matter if preferences or not. This will be this in spite of all of it.
Yeah.
It'll just be this anyway. Yeah, there is a tendency to want to be different than this in a way. Like why? Like the question comes up, why is there a desire to be different than this? Like, or to do something different than what's already happening? But you can't
Yeah.
escape it either. Yeah. Even if you try to be different, it's still the same.
Yeah. The why parts and the things that's appear as a story or what seems to be the story is just this
Yes,
already. The why
that's right.
and the story itself.
Yeah.
There's no
There's the
escape.
why and the who and the what and the how and the when.
Yeah.
Those are 5 elements of a story.
Yes. Yeah.
Great indicators.
Beautiful. How come I don't get it? It's just this already. That's this too. There
It's
must be
so
something other than this. That's also an
there's no
expression of
escape.
this.
Not one word can escape this.
Yes.
Not one thought, not one feeling, not one perception, sight, sound, taste. Not
Going to the left is this,
all.
going to the right is this. Complaining is this, not getting it is this, getting it is this. There's never not
No.
this.
So the word celebration comes to the mind now. It's like that's what this is, isn't it? It just feels like a celebration.
Yeah.
This is it feels like it's just celebrating, but for nothing. Just yeah.
Yeah, it's playing. You can say celebrating.
Hmm?
You can say it's playing, it's celebrating,
Playing.
you know. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Yeah. It doesn't mind. Saying anything is just this. That which is asking a question, that which is not getting a that clarification about this is also this. So there's really nowhere to get to. There's nobody to find anything. There's just this and whatever is arising. This is nothing, yet being everything, or being every apparent thing. So asking a question and giving an answer is the same. The answer is already the question. It may seem to say, now I'm tired, I need to sleep. I'm happy now, I'm angry now, I'm frustrated.
Yes, it's so
Hey,
free to
tomorrow
do
I'm going.
all of that.
Yes, yes,
There's nothing
it's
it
already,
can't do. There's nothing that it can't be or
yes.
do or appear as. Wow. Ah,
You can even say, that can't be this. That can't be this. No, there must be something other than this.
right. Yep.
That's not
And that's
how it's
where you go
supposed to
into,
be described.
but that's an illusion, right? That's still this, but it's, if it's believed as true, then it seems like separation appears. That thought, like there's something other than this.
Yeah. It may seem to be believed in or not.
Hmm. So if a thought, an image comes into the mind, say an image just comes, that's not any different than it showing up as a sight, as something visual. Like thinking of the image or seeing the image, they're the same.
Yeah. Everything is energy, you know.
It's just this.
Yeah,
What?
everything is energy. Whether it's imagined or seen as it is, you know, everything is already empty. It's nothing.
There's still a desire here for seeing something that's never been seen before. Like, you know how people, when you go to a magic show and they show you magic,
Yeah.
and it's like, oh, I've never seen that before. So there's a desire, and all of that is this. But there's still this attraction to, I want to see something different. I want to see something new. I want to, something I've never seen before. Some people want to see, you know, aliens or something, or they want to see something that's like a dinosaur, or they want to make it real in the visual. in the real world, so to speak. And all
Yeah.
that desiring, does it have any effect?
Yeah, that desire may seem to, or this may express as a desire,
Yeah.
as you're saying, that desire. And as well, it may be seen, a spaceship may be seen, aliens, Bigfoots, but it's all that the expression of this is also this expressing as that, there are no real aliens, real Bigfoots, real human beings. It's just already that which is nothing expressing as everything. The Bigfoots may be seen, aliens, spaceships, different planets, but all those are just stories. Stories may appear more refined.
Can they be experienced? Can they be experienced other than through imagination? I know it's all imagination.
Anything may arise. There are no limitations.
Okay.
The apparent experience may happen, meeting different beings from different star systems.
It's
meeting.
It's all available.
Yeah.
But not available to some, available to others. It seems like.
Yeah, the story may seem to continue.
Okay. They're still hearing the story.
Yeah. So everything is a story. Even that which seems to be a subtle story may happen as well. Meeting super beings, from other planets who don't have bodies, That's a story, still a story. But also, it's just this expressing as that. It's just that which is nothing, expressing as everything. So nothing matters to this. Thoughts may happen as well. They go into different directions, imagine different things, but also it's still just this expressing as that. So are there any last comments or questions before we close? Already to AM here.
Thank you so much, NKOSI. Think this.
You're welcome. Thank you, Anita. Thank you, Anada. Good nights and good morning.